Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video that I have decided to dub this series the Double Standard, where I talk about the various hypocrisies that I witness in media in various kinds of subjects. Now, apparently I have something very, infuriating to share with you all, and I'm getting conniptions just talking about this crap. But CNN, who I am now going to dub Crap News Network, as well as Clown News Network, whichever I feel, depending on how angry I am, they have pretty much come out and said something that is absolutely atrocious and infuriating, considering how many people have been affected by this, and I think it's one of the most offensive things I think I've ever seen, like a news network say, pretty much. Now, let me just clarify, I'm not someone who gets triggered and whatnot, but considering how many people that this impacted in such a way, whose lives have been changed forever by the events that have happened, I need to share this. CNN has pretty much come out and said that we cannot compare what happened last summer with the BLM riots and Antifa riots to what happened on the Capitol, and that they were entirely different things, pretty much justifying the riots that took place and everything that took place in them. They pretty much said that there are two different events and that we can't compare them. And just listening to that and thinking about everything that happened over the course of those riots, it's hard to fathom that a national news network would pretty much say that this group that literally did the most abominable things over the course of 2/3 of 2020, practically 8 months, non-stop riots, that they are justified over what happened over the course of a day. Absolutely infuriating. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to CNN comment that apparently BLM and Antifa riots that happened for 8 months is far more justified.
And I'm sick of people comparing. You can't compare what happened this summer to what happened at the Capitol. It's two different things. One was built on on racial justice, on criminal justice, right? On reform, on police not beating up or not or police treating people of color differently than they do whites. Okay, that is not a lie. Those are facts. Go look at them. What happened at the Capitol on Wednesday was built on a lie perpetrated by the president and the people who support him. So just on that merit, if you want to call it, it's not comparable. Those things are not comparable, so they should stop doing that and stop this whataboutism or what happened with this. No one has ever gone this far. And no one has ever gone this far. No one has ever gone this far.
Oh, really now, you say? So no one's ever gone this far, you say? Well, let's take a nice little look at what happened last summer really quick, shall we?
You fucking loser! Fucking trying to run people over!
Let me get this straight for a moment. You're honestly telling me that that was perfectly justified and nothing's fine with that. The riots are completely fine, and everyone who disagrees is completely racist and this, that, or the other because, oh, it was fighting for police brutality and whatnot. So what you're pretty much saying is that violence only matters on one side of the spectrum. Only one side can have violence. Only one side can do atrocious things, and that's the side that you so happen to disagree with politically and whatnot. What an absolute joke. I mean, folks, 700 cops were injured in the BLM and Antifa riots. 50 were killed that we know of. People were beaten into comas. That is a lighthearted video. That's a light video in compared to some of the other things I've seen. What I have seen on the freaking internet, has pretty much looked like snuff videos in the riots. Like, these people have the gall to say that what happened at the Capitol is not comparable to BLM, when that happened over a day, when BLM and Antifa terrorized cities for months at a time, and the legal system was pretty much allowed to just let them sit there and do it. Mayors of the cities would tell their police force to back off and just allow them to do their thing. And the funny thing is, if they did get arrested, we had multiple establishments and rich people who were like celebrities, pretty much giving them money to immediately bail them out. So they just went in, got back out, and immediately continued the assault. You mean to tell me, CNN, that what happened here was nowhere near as bad as what happened on January 6th. Don't get it twisted. 4 people were killed. 4 people were killed. I'm sure more people were injured. But the sheer idea that somehow, 700 cops who were injured, 50 dead who we can account for right now, because I'm absolutely positive that it's probably a lot more than that. People who are probably still in comas from being beaten by BLM to this day. People who have probably now been crippled or something. I've seen some terrible stuff, folks. I've seen some terrible stuff. And these guys, they have the gall to say that. I'm telling you, folks, listen. Get away from, media. Get away from media. Get away from mainstream media. You have to find independent sources to trust, because if you continue with this, you're just gonna really be screwing yourself over, because these people are concerned about one thing, and that's just money. Whatever is the popular narrative to push, and that's going to get them the most, views, and that's gonna get them the most, I guess, appreciation from their political spectrum that they are siding with. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to report news, and that's why I said in my last video that I honestly feel like news should be non-partisan. It shouldn't be this side, and my side does no wrong. They should just tell it like it is so that people can formulate their own conclusions, but that's just not going to happen, because again, like we know, people these days just want the easy way out, and they'd rather just listen to someone else instead of actually trying to pursue the truth themselves, because it requires effort. My goodness, though. But that's pretty much just going to conclude this short little video. I think that Clown News Network they're done, man. They're done. Anyone that continues to support after this, I'm not trying to say anything about you, but if you are honestly going to say that a media source that is pretty much attacking one group for inciting violence, and then saying the violence that happened literally a few months ago is completely justified, and that's fine. If you watch that kind of source, man, I just don't know what to tell you, so whatever. But I can tell you right now, CNN, man, the sheer fact that they're online after comments like that is just proof that this establishment is absolute garbage. So that's pretty much just going to conclude this short video, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are seeing the hypocrisy for what it is, because that's what it is, folks. Absolute hypocrisy. And again, continue to show me anything that you may see hypocrisy that you may want me to record anything on, because trust me, we've got plenty to cover, and this series is going to be a staple now, because we've got a whole bunch to cover these days. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.